Hello, this is Jason Marshall, and this video is on the Plan and Present tab. You'll find differentiated instruction as well as the ability to customize lessons in your program.
Okay, I'm back at the ConnectEd home screen. Here I have the tab Home clicked, and it's telling me I'm in Chapter 2, Lesson 1. Let's take a look at another tab. The tab we're going to look at is the second tab called Plan and Present. When I click on Plan and Present, what you're essentially going to see is a series of digital file folders. That's what I call these green horizontal lines here. You might think of them as windows as well. And it's an organization of our book through a series of digital file folders. Notice that I have chapters listed here. I also have TEKS strands. That's a Texas term. If your state standards are different, for instance, Next Generation Sunshine State Standards for Florida, or if you have other standards, you will have those state-specific references there as well. So let me go into Chapter 2, open up that file folder, and it'll give me the contents of Chapter 2, starting with the overview, the planner, identifying misconceptions, going all the way to standards review. I want to open up a specific lesson in Chapter 2. So I'm going to open up Chapter 2, Lesson 1. Again, you will see a series of file folders. And when I close those file folders, what are you going to see? You're going to see more file folders. It's a lesson plan organized in the Cornell system for notes. So engage, explore, explain, elaborate, and evaluate. And under each one of those digital file folders, it will give me tools, tips, and suggestions to help students at each level of the lesson cycle. So I'm in the Engage section. One of the things it's telling me I have is a classroom presentation toolkit. Anytime you see a resource mentioned, if you put your cursor on the title of the resource, a blue box will expand and telling you a little bit more about what that resource is. Here it's telling me I have a PowerPoint presentation. So the classroom presentation toolkit is a PowerPoint presentation that I might use in conjunction with this lesson. I happen to have one of the PowerPoint examples up. If I scroll through here, we're looking at one PowerPoint for one chapter in the middle school McGraw-Hill iScience line. Notice that I can move slides around. It is PowerPoint, so if I go into any one slide, I can edit that slide. A lot of programs out there have PowerPoint-like experiences, meaning you think you have PowerPoint, they may even present it as PowerPoint, but when you get it home, you can't edit the slides. You might have to be online to use them. Not ours. Ours are PowerPoint, so you can make any of the adjustments you're used to. And at the end of every single lesson, you'll even have a little quiz that you could implement, either for a grade or just as a review. So I have a question, I have the possible answers, and with just the click of the mouse, the answer appears to me. That's called the Classroom Presentation Toolkit, and it's one of the first things you'll see in the Engage part of the lesson cycle. So that we can see the entire lesson all at once, I'm going to click this little button over here that it says Expand All. And when I do, that lesson plan will expand for me. Let's start with the left-hand side of the screen. The left-hand side of the screen is teacher support. Ways to differentiate instruction, ways to incorporate other curriculum areas, social studies, math, English, ways to address the needs of all leveled learners in your classroom, science content background. All of those things will appear on the left-hand side of the screen. Where have these things appeared in the past? Well, they've been typically in the wraparound portion of your Teacher's Edition. That's where you found the teacher support. But that amount of space is limiting. If we put all of the teacher support that we had in a program in a book, it would be 5 inches thick and you probably wouldn't choose it. When you have an online platform, you can put as much teacher support as we want. So you'll find more teacher support in this program than in any other program we've ever developed. And I can continue to scroll on the left-hand side, and you can see teacher support specific to this lesson. Let's take a look at the right-hand side. What are we going to see at the right-hand side? Well, it started with the Classroom Presentation Toolkit for the Engage part of this 5E lesson model. But as I scroll down, it will tell me what specific resources are available at each part of the lesson cycle. I'm in Explain Now, and here it's telling me, we suggest you might want to consider these resources. One of those resources is a popular component called the Personal Tutor. You may have seen it before. And if at any time in the lesson cycle I want to review this resource, sure, I could open it up and take a closer look at it, but I could also assign it using our pinwheel or gear feature. And when I do click on the gear, my last option, as always, is Assign this resource. I click on Assign this resource. Whenever I do that, it will take me to the Manage and Assign tab, where I give it a title, some instructions, and decide which students in my class will receive this assignment. Do I want all of my students to receive it, or just, let's say, Emilio, who missed yesterday due to illness?